Hi, my name is Kara Edwards, and today I will be teaching second graders how to add and how to multiply decimals. The first problem we will be adding together is 7.2 plus 3.8 plus 0.57. First, you need to find the fractions for each of these. For the first decimal, it would be 72 over 10 because the 2 is in the tenths place. The next fraction would be 38 over 10 because the 8 is in the tenths place. Then for 0.57 would be 57 over 100 because the 7 is in the hundredths place. Now you would find the common denominator for each of these fractions. The common denominator would be 100. So for each problem you would multiply 10 times 10, which would equal 100. So then you would have to multiply the top by 10 also. So for the first problem would be 720 over 100 plus 380 over 100 plus 57 over 100. Then you would add all of these together to get 11,057 over 100. And then you would take your 1,157 and you would go over 2 decimal places, 1, 2. And so your number would be 11.57. So the sum would be 11.57. For the next problem, we will be adding 5.48 plus 3.557. For this problem, you would then again find your fractions, which would be 548 over 100 because the 8 is in the hundredths place. Then for the next problem, it would be 3,557 over 1,000 because the 7 is in the thousandths place. Then you would find the common denominator for both fractions. The common denominator for both fractions would be 1,000. So for the first problem, you would have to multiply 100 by 100 to get 1,000. And so you would have to multiply the top number by 100 also. So it would be 5,480 over 1,000 plus 3,557 over 1,000, which would equal 9,037 over 1,000. Then you would take your 9,037 and you would go over 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, to get 903.7. Which would mean that it would be 9.037 would be your sum. Next, we will be learning how to multiply decimals together. The first problem we will be doing is 5.7 times 8.2. So for this problem, you would then again find your fractions for each of them. First one would be 57 over 10 because the 7 is in the tenths place, and then the second one would be 82 over 10 because the 2 is in the tens place. Now you would multiply your fractions just like normal. So it would be 57 over 10 times 82 over 10, which equals 4,674 over 100, which would then mean that your decimal would be 4,674, and you would take it over 2 spots, which would make it 46.74, which would mean that 46.74 is our answer to our problem, which is our product. Next problem we will be solving is 307 times 5.02. So you would find your fractions for this the same way you have been for the other problems. So it would be 307 over 1 because there is no numbers after the decimal. And so your 7 is in the ones place. So it would go over it 1. Next you would do 502 over 100 because your 2 is in the hundredths place. Then you would find a common denominator for this problem. The common denominator for this problem would be 100. So you would take 1 into 100 would be 1 times. Correction, you do not find your common denominator. You multiply your 307 over 1 times 502 over 100. And you would multiply across just like you did with the last problem, which would equal 154,114 over 100. And then you would take your problem here, and you would take your number, and you would take it over to the hundredth spot. It should be 1, 2. And so your answer to your problem would be 15.4114. Product to this problem is 1,541.14. Because when you multiply fractions, you put the decimal, you take the decimal point from the back instead of the front. Thank you. This has been my time.